Welcome to Shul Machshava on the Daf. Shir sponsor Lui Nishma Sam Yaakov Shalom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding a Shavuos Daf Memches. The Gemara in Amud brings the opinion of Rav and Shmuel that Ein Adam Moirish Shevuah Lebanav, meaning the father has a Shevuah. He's already obligating a Shevuah to extract money from Yisayimim, so that his children that also have a Shevuah, just they have a different Shevuah, they cannot come and extract the money with a Shevuah. Now, why is that so? This really depends on a machlekes rishonim in the sugya. The machlekes rishonim, what happens if the Yisayimim, meaning the father died without, and he did not require a Shevuah because he died before the loive, and his kids, the Yisayimim, they got a Shevuah, the regular Shevuah of the Yisayimim, that the father did not order them and tell them that he is anybody paid. Now the Yisayimim, they themselves died, and they have their own children. So the question is, can the children bequeath the Shevuah to the grandchildren? This is a discussion that we're sharing in the Sugya, and the Shulchan Aruch and Choshen Mishpat Siman Kuf Ches brings both opinions. And the Vilna Gaon there explains, based on the Rishonim, what's the machlokes between these two opinions. The question is, why can't the father bequeath the Shevuah to his children? Is it because it's two different Shavuos? The father's Shevuah is they did not pay, and the same Shevuah is that nobody told them. The father did not tell them that anybody paid or there's any shtar. So because it's two different Shavuos, that's why the children cannot take the Shevuah of the father once his father got a Shevuah and do their own Shevuah, because it's two separate Shavuos. But in the case of children and grandchildren, Yisayimim from Yisayimim, so then the Shevuah is the same. So then, if the Yisayim got a Shevuah, they can be bequeathed to their children, meaning to the grandchildren. But the other opinion says, the Vilna Gaon, that the father cannot bequeath a Shevuah to his children, because Shevuah is not an item that can be bequeathed. It's not something that's over b'Yerusha. You cannot be noichel, you can't inherit a Shevuah. It's davar she'ein boi mamashu. It's something that doesn't have mamoshes. Rav Yashiv here in the He'oros on the Masechto sends to the Ramah in the end of Siman Reisha Ayin Vav and Choshen Mishpat. The Ramah says there are a rule. The person cannot be moirish to his kids, davar she'ein bo mamish, means something tangible. And he's speaking there specifically about davar which is a toivas hano. I mean, what's the toivas hano? When a person doesn't own something, for example, truma, a person doesn't own the truma, but he has toivas hano, he can choose to which coin to give it to. Can a father bequeath to his children that item? So says the Ramah, you cannot bequeath, there's no inheritance on davar she'ein bo mamish like toivas hano. So Rav Yashiv says that's the pshat, that's the same nekuda the Vilna Gaon is explaining the Rishonim. The reason why you can inherit the Shevuah, because it's davar she'ein bo mamish. Anything which is not tangible is not bar Yerusha, is not something which can be inherited. And the oimek hadavar, the amkes of this is, the idea that a father can bequeath something to his children, it's a chiddush of the Torah. Who said, once a father died, who said that what he has goes to his children? The Torah says that there's such a concept of Yerusha. Yerusha is only in davar shehu, that's davar sheish bo mamish. Mamashas moves from a father to a son. Something which is a schus be'almo that we don't find, that's not part of the din Yerusha. The Shlo, he brings in Maseches Megillah, he says that therefore when a person has kaspe meiser, he should be very careful to give the kaspe meiser before he dies to the anim he wants to give to. Why? Because once he dies, he will not be able to give that schus to the children. What's going to happen with the kaspe meiser of the father once he dies is it's going to go to the Gabbai Tzedakah. Because the kaspe meiser belongs to the Gabbai will decide who to give it to. The children can't decide who to give it to because the father can be moirish to his kids, davar she'ein bo mamish, and the kaspe meiser doesn't belong to the father. He just has a toivas hano that he can choose who to give it to. The K'tzais there in Siman Reisha Ayin Vav brings the Shlo. He's midayak, the Shach disagrees with the Shlo, but the K'tzais proves like the Shlo. And this all comes to the same nekudo, that Yerusha is only something sheyesh bo mamish, which is tangible, and that will be the svar here, according to these Rishonim, that a Shevuah cannot be given from a father to son, because a Shevuah is not something tangible. Now this we understand one more thing. In Parshas Nitzavim, the Sefer that Bequeath Yitzchak brings, he says, how can the Shevuah that Moshe Rabbeinu did to Am Yisrael apply to the next generations? Now what's the issue? So the earlier generations did a Shevuah, how do you give it to the next generations? So therefore it says that that's what Chazal say at that all the neshamas of Klal Yisrael for all the generations came there to that moment to get the Shevuah. But the Bequeath Yitzchak doesn't make sense, because when it says that a Shevuah is not we're talking the Shevuah, the obligation of a Shevuah to take out money, not the Shevuah that one does in order to be kind the mitzvahs. It's a technical thing that a Shevuah of the father that you say you can't do. What does that have to do with the Shevuah and the mitzvahs? But according to what the Vilna Gaon says, that makes a lot of sense. The same way a person cannot bequeath to his children the claim of money through Shevuah, because it's not something tangible, it's not davar sheyesh bo mamish. So also the Shevuah that a person has to be kind the mitzvahs, he can't bequeath that obligations to his kids because it's not davar sheyesh bo mamish. So it says like that's you have to get to the fact that all the neshamas of Klal Yisrael were there in order to be mekabel that Shevuah. Anyone who wants to join the Shomachshava email list to WhatsApp, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.